Hey guys, so for today's video I'm basically gonna be doing a car information, basically like how I found my car, what I used to look for cars, how much do I pay a month for insurance, like car payment, and just advice and stuff, because finally that I've been through it, I can actually give advice and speak from my point of view. So hopefully this video comes in handy, because I know I definitely looked up videos when I was trying to find a car and to see like what other people did and what came in handy and stuff like that. So if you guys just stay tuned, then we can get right into the video and I can let you guys know the facts. So basically I have my notebook here with just written information, and I'm gonna like go off these points and then speak on, you know, my experience or whatever. So I first started my driver's ed school in March, but because of COVID, before COVID my road test was supposed to be April 6th, but because of COVID it got pushed back since everything was closed down. So I had my road test, I believe it was August 6th or I think it was August 6th. I had my road test, and I passed on the first time. I only lost 5 points, and that's because when I turned too wide. But honestly, if you lose points on your road test, it's not that bad, unless I believe you have to keep it under 25 points or 30, something like that, around there. So I've been driving since like March, but now I officially got my license like a month ago. Also, when you're looking for a car, you want to make sure that the car title says it's clean. You do not want to look for a car title that says rebuilt or salvage. I don't know how to really say that word, but make sure that your car title is clean before you give anybody money, before you sign any papers. Especially if you're buying it from like somebody off the street, as what I did. Like for me, I had found a Honda Fit that I really wanted to buy. I had the money in hand. My dad had checked it out. It was literally in perfect condition. Everything was working on the car. It was really like good condition. But when I asked to see the title was a rebuilt title. So what it means, okay, when a title says salvage, is basically that the car was in a bad accident and the insurance company had marked the car that it was totaled. So basically there was no value to the car anymore. And then when you get a rebuilt title is basically when you fix a car that was in an accident. So a rebuilt title comes after a salvage title. So if you have a rebuilt title car, it's very hard for you to get insurance. So most insurance companies are not going to want to insure your car, because technically there's no value to the car anymore because it was in a bad accident. So the car could have been fixed and in working perfect condition, but because it was in that accident, insurance would have been hard for me to find. And if I did get insurance coverage, it would have been really high. And that's something that as a first-time car owner, you really don't want to pay high insurance. You don't want to have to worry about not being able to get insurance after you just spent like thousands of dollars to get a car. So always want to pay attention to that. Basically, if it says salvage or rebuilt title, just walk away from the car. Another advice, like kind of tip that I have, is be patient. So I know it's very hard to be patient, especially for me, because I'm not a patient person at all. But honestly, you really have to be patient. Do not buy the first car that you see. And I say this because it's only the first car that you've seen. So there could be like other cars out there for you. Like there is a car out there for you, and just don't be like desperate and just buy the first car that you see, because most likely you're just buying it because you want a car. You want to make sure that you're buying a car that's for you and that's in good working condition. So before you go see the car, make sure you either take a mechanic that you trust, or your father or your brother who knows about cars, somebody that knows about cars, so they can check out the car, they can drive it, make sure that the transmission and the engine is good, and all of that. So that's why I had my dad going with me when I was looking for cars, because my dad knows about cars. He used to have a rent-a-car place, so he knows when a car is good or not. And that's why it took me as long as it did to find a good car, because every car that I went to see, something was wrong with it, whether it was the engine was blown out, or the transmission wasn't working as it should, or it was just little things. And then another tip that I have is save up lots and lots of money. Not that you need to spend $8,000 on your first car, or $10,000, or you know, things like that. If you have the money to get that and that's what you want to do, by all means go ahead. But for me personally, I didn't want to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on my first car. I wanted to get something, you know, that would get me to work and back home, and if I wanted to go out with my friends, you know, around, just until I get really comfortable with driving and get my experience up. And then once I have like a few years driving, maybe like 2 years or 1 or 2 years, then I would go ahead and get myself a newer car. So that is what I did. I spent on my car not that much money, but it's a lot of money. But if you save out of every paycheck a good amount, then you wouldn't have to worry about, you know, having to borrow money or taking out a loan from a bank, or you know, you would have more options with the more amount of money that you do save. And now this is gonna be me revealing what cars did I get and how much I spent and how much insurance I'm gonna be paying and how much DMV fees I paid for my car. So I got a Honda Civic 2004. I think it's LX, so I don't know if that's like the base model, or I don't know none of that. I just know it's a Honda Civic 2004. I bought my car with 81,000 miles. So for a 2004 car to have only 81,000 miles and to be in the great condition that it's in was honestly like the perfect car that I could find. And my dad said, this is your car. Like once he saw it, he said, this is your car. Like, I told you to be patient, that your car was coming. He was like, this is your car right here. So that is the car that I bought, and I ended up paying $3,200 for my car. So I do not have a car note. I do not pay monthly for my car because I had that amount of money saved to buy my car. So I don't have to worry every month that I have to pay a car note, because my car is my car. Like, I own that car. That car does not need to be paid for by monthly. It's my car. Like, I really own a car, guys. I own a car. And it's so weird for me to say, like, I really have my own car. Like, that's my car. That's crazy. And when I registered my car and to get my plates, the DMV is currently only working by appointments or like drop box service. So I basically had to drop my car title and my insurance paper and the forms filled out for the DMV at the drop box. So I'm currently still waiting for my plates to come, but my plates should be coming this week. And I ended up paying $195 for the DMV fees and my plates. So altogether, if you add that together, I paid $3,395 for my car, which is not bad at all. And then what a lot of people do not tell you is that you have to pay DMV fees. So let's say all you have saved is $3,500. The car costs you $300, let's say. You have to pay DMV fees, and you also have to pay your first month insurance. So altogether, that's gonna be about $3,600. If you only have $3,500 and you're buying a car that's $3,300, you only have $200 left. And also, if you want to buy like car accessories and stuff, you need money for that as well. So you have to be cautious about how much you spend on your car, because when you go to get your plates and register your car, you do have to pay a fee, and you do have to pay taxes for your. I had to get some juice because I was thirsty. Okay, for that, when you're getting a car, you have like somebody like your mom or your dad or your brother or your sister have you under their policy, because it makes insurance cheaper for you. So if I was to get my own insurance with only my name, it would have cost me like $1,000 a month just for insurance. No car payment, no nothing. Being that I own the car, I would have had to pay like $1,000 a month for insurance, which is insane. You do not want to pay that much for insurance. And then obviously you want to keep in mind that about every 2 weeks or every week, depending on how much you use your car, you're gonna have to pay gas, and you're gonna have to pay for your oil changes, and you're gonna have to pay to fix anything that messes up. You're also gonna have to pay an inspection. It's just little things like that that obviously do cost money, and not a lot of people tell you. So hopefully this video has like helped you realize how much it actually comes down to when buying a car, and how much you're gonna spend monthly, and basically it gives you like an idea and some tips on how much you should spend for your car, or like just anything that involves getting a car in general. So if you guys have any questions, you guys can comment them down below, and I would be more than happy to answer it, because it was very stressful for me to find a car. I had looked all over Facebook Marketplace. I had looked over cars.com. Every car website, I was on that, and I had seen every single car. Every day I would wake up in the morning, look at cars, send my dad cars. I probably looked at like 1,000 cars online, and I looked at about maybe like 15 cars in person. I drove to Jersey, I drove to Long Island, I drove to what's that called, Yonkers, I drove to the Bronx, I drove to Brooklyn, I drove to Queens. I drove all over looking for cars until I found my car. So honestly, just be patient, because your car is out there and you're gonna find that car that is perfect for you. So just be patient. I know it's hard, but as long as you're patient, you're gonna find the right car. But I just want to thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure that you guys like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, make sure you leave that in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to answer it. And don't forget to press the bell notification so you can get notified every time that I post. And stay tuned for a Decorate My Car with me, because that is definitely coming soon. Thank you guys.